This is a short little mini flow that will just start to help you get moving and grooving. I know the weather is a little chilly if you're living in colder climates, so getting outside can be a little bit tough, but we can get up and we can get moving around the house. So we're going to start in child's pose. So come onto your hands and your knees. Take your toes together to touch and sit your hips towards your heels. Just rest your forehead towards your mat. Take 3 breaths here. Then lift your chest. Walk your hands over towards the left side of your mat. Maybe they're off your mat, and lower your chest inside your leg. Just crawl your right fingertips far. Lift your chest. Walk your hands to the top right corner of your mat and inch your left fingertips back. And walk your hands back to center. Keep your arms long and in front of you, and lift your hips from your heels and push your pelvis down towards your mat. Bend your knees, kick your heels towards your butt, and come back to child's pose. Press your hips back towards your heels. We'll do it again. Breathe and lift your hips, and exhale, push down. Then lift your hips and push back, child's pose. Then come on your hands and your knees. When you do, walk your knees underneath your hips so you have space between your knees. And a back bend, lift your tailbone, lift your chin towards the ceiling. And exhale, curl and round, look at your thighs. Again, lift your tailbone, lift your chest, round and curl. Come back to center, and with a neutral spine, just listen. Lift your right fingertips up. Open your chest. And thread your right arm underneath your left. Lower your right shoulder down to the ground. You can either keep your left hand right where it is, or crawl your arm and your fingers forward towards the front of your mat. Then slide your left hand back. Lift your right fingers towards the ceiling. Then lower your hand down to the ground. The left side, breathe in, lift your left fingers. Then exhale, weave your left arm underneath your right. Crawl your fingers forward. Then put your hand back on your mat. Breathe in, lift your right fingertips towards the ceiling. Then exhale, or left fingertips, lower your hand down to the ground. Walk both of your hands forward, a full handprint. Take your pelvis forward towards the front and push it down. Then breathe in, lift your hips and push back. This time come forward, press your hips down towards your mat. Stay right here. Bend your elbows, lower your chest all the way down. Press into the tops of your feet, lift your knees, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Exhale, lower. One more time, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and lower down. Push onto your hands and your knees, then tuck your toes, hover your knees away from the ground, hold it here for 3, hold it for 2, stay right here, last 1. Then lift your hips and push your heels back and down, downward facing dog. Look forward to the front of your mat, step to the front of your mat in a fold. Now keep your right foot where it is, step your left foot to the back of your mat, and lower your left knee down to the ground. Then pull your hips back, straighten your right leg. Exhale, lunge. Again, pull back. And shift forward. Now this time, take your back foot and sweep it off your mat so your shin is parallel with the back edge of your mat, and then come up on your back knee. Then take your forearm on your front thigh and just shift your hips forward towards the front and pull back. Do it again. Press forward and pull back. This time as you press forward, stay right here. Take your arms out and then just reach your front arm behind you and press towards the back of your space. Come back to center. Plant your hands down towards your mat. Spin your back toes towards the back edge. Tuck your toes, lift your knee. Step your right foot to the back of your mat and press your hips up and back. Look forward to the front of your mat. Walk your feet forward. Keep your left foot where it is. Step your right foot to the back of your mat. Then lower your right knee down to the ground. Pull your hips back and shift forward. Again, back and forward. And do that one more time. Pull back and shift forward. Now take your back shin parallel with the back edge of your mat. Come up on your back knee. Press your hips forward. Pull back. Again, push forward. And back. And this time, press forward. Stay right here. Take your arms out. Flip your front palm and press back. Come back to center. Take your hands to the top of your mat and turn your back toes towards the back edge. Tuck your toes, lift your back knee away from the ground. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Then lift your hips and push back. Lift your leg towards the ceiling. Step your foot in between your hands at the front of your mat. And one time breathe and lift your hips. Exhale, lunge. Spin your back foot. Come up, warrior two. And warrior two. Stay right here. Breathe and lift. Exhale, push. Again, lift. And push. Last time, breathe and lift. And exhale, push down. Now just flip your front palm and press towards the back. Come back to center. Plant your hands down on your mat. Lift your back heel. Step back to plank. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg. Step your foot in between your hands at the front of your mat. Lift your hips. Bend your knee. Again, breathe and lift. And exhale, lower. Turn your right foot back. Lift your chest, open. Small movements here, breathe and lift. Exhale, push down. Again, lift. And lower. Last time, lift. And press down. Press back behind you. Plant your hands at the front of your mat. Step back to plank, hold it 3, 2, and 1. And downward facing dog. Lift your hips, push your hips and heels towards the ground. Come down to your knees. Sweep your legs around and in front of you and have a seat at the center of your mat. Stay towards the front of your mat. I'll just turn and face towards you so it's easier. You can take your legs forward towards the front of your mat. Unbend your right knee and cross your right ankle above your left knee. Slide your left foot back so you come to a seated figure 4 and then press into your hands and lift your chest towards your shin. On the exhale, curl and round. Again, breathe and lift. Exhale, round. And last time, breathe and lift your chest, push forward. And exhale, chin to chest and curl. Now come back to a neutral spine. Stay right here and just sway your knees side to side. Sway your knees all the way over towards the left. Keep your right hand behind you. Breathe in, lift your left arm towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, take your arm outside your leg and turn your chest towards the right. And then breathe in, lift your left arm. Exhale, place it behind you. Lift your knees back to center. Then straighten your leg and take it forward. Uncross your right ankle from your left knee. Switch sides, bend your left knee. Cross your left ankle above your right knee. And when you're ready, pull your right foot back. Lift your chest, push forward. Flex your spine, take your shoulders forward, tuck your chin. Push into your hands, lift your chest. Again, curl. And press forward. The last time, round and lift. And stay here and just take your legs side to side. As you sway your legs side to side, notice what you feel on the outsides of your hips. And sway all the way over towards the right. Lift your right arm towards the ceiling. You can either wrap your forearm around your shin and turn left, or take your right arm outside your left leg and turn for a deeper rotation in your spine. And slow turn back forward towards the front. Lift your legs back towards center and straighten your right leg. Extend your left leg forward. Stay right here. Just walk your hips back. And then take your fingers to your mat outside your legs. So tense your palms. And then pull your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Bend your elbows and just take your chest forward towards your feet. And then breathe and lift. Exhale, bend and pull forward. The last time, breathe in, lift your chest. And exhale, pull forward. Now stay right here. Crawl your fingers forward. Round your spine. Let your forehead hang. Walk your hands back towards you. Come up to a seat. Bend your knees. Take the soles of your feet together to touch. And hold on to the tops of your feet with your thumbs on the insides of your arches. Use your elbows and your forearms to press your knees down towards your mat. And now we'll just move the upper half of your body. So everything else stays the same. Just tuck your chin towards your chest and push your upper back towards the ceiling. And then take your heart forward past your toes so you feel this movement along the spine. Again, curl and round. And forward with your chest. And the last time, round and curl. And send your chest forward. Keep your legs. Lift your chest. Come up to a seat. Maybe without your hands, close your knees together. Once you do, you just step your feet just a little bit wider. Take your arms forward towards the front of your mat. And then slow. Can you lean back but firm your belly? So stay here with a neutral spine, right? Chin away from your chest. Stay right here. Hold it for 3. For 2, for 1, lift your chest just a little bit, hold that, lift your right foot, then lower it, lift your left foot, and lower it, lift both feet away from your mat in Savasana, boat pose, just pause, 1 breath in, stay for the breath out, inhale, low boat, hover your shoulders, your heels, exhale, lift, again, breathe in, lower, and lift. The last time, lower and lift. Now take it low boat. Stay right here. Hold it 3. Hold it 2. Stay right here. Last 1. Then lower all the way down to your mat. You stay here in corpse pose. Take your heels wide. You let your toes float open. You can either flip your palms towards the ceiling or take your hands on your belly. Breathe in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale. Again, deep breath in. And breathe out. And start to move your fingers and your toes, ankles and your wrists. A long stretch, reach your arms overhead, point your toes forward. Bend your knees, place your feet on your mat, and then turn to one side. Rest your head on your upper arm. Pause right here. And when you're ready, push up to a seat and place your palms together to touch in front of your heart. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.